Would you like more good stuff in your life? Hey, Cece Cheney here, and today I'm sharing the secret trick to getting a more of what you want in life. And here's the interesting part about it. You have had access to this trick your entire life, but you've probably not been using it. In fact, you actually have been using it, but you've been using it for your detriment instead of for your benefit, right? So here's the thing. I am taking a course right now that is all about attracting more of what you want into your life, right? Which is really fun and interesting to learn about. And one of the things that I was tasked with, I had this assignment of writing out all of the things that I really want in my life, right? And like, not the itty bitty things, not like, oh, I'd like a new pair of shoes, but the big, scary, I have no idea how in the world these things are ever going to come to fruition things, right? And so I got to work on my list. I have, a space in my journal where I've just gone at it, right? All of the things I want to experience, all of the things that I want for my life. And with no earthly idea how I can make that happen, right? Now, after I had this list, I was given some advice on how I can actually get the things that are on that list. And I thought it was so powerful that I should share it with you. Now, I'm not sure if this is a concept that you're familiar with, so let me know as I'm chatting about it if you've heard of this, if this is something that you've done. I know it might sound a little strange at first, but bear with me. I think it's really cool. It's a new concept for me, but I really am enjoying using it. So the general idea is that your subconscious mind is kind of like a super computer that you can program to work on your behalf. Right? But the reality is that most of us are on a default program, which is why most people's lives are just, it kind of just runs together day after day, the next thing, right? But the secret trick to getting more of what you want is being intentional, being deliberate with your programming, right? So are you deliberate with your programming? Are you programming your subconscious mind, right? Let me know if that's something that you're actively working on, because it's a really cool pursuit once you realize that it's something you can do, right? So let me ask you this question. At what point does your conscious mind, the part that's talking to you all day long and telling you that you're not good enough and you can't and that person's annoying and all of that chatter that's going on, when does that part of your mind finally shut up and make room for your subconscious mind to get to work on your behalf? When do you think that is? When you're sleeping, right? When you're asleep, that is when that conscious mind is finally quiet, and that's the perfect time for you to take advantage of your supercomputer. Now, how do I do that, Cece? That sounds interesting. I might want to give it a try. How do you do that? Well, the first step is you start by taking some time. So you're going to, start doing this 10, 15 minutes before you go to bed. You're going to spend those first few minutes really thinking about how it would feel, right? Getting in touch with the emotion of if you had the most desired thing in your life right now, right? So what is that for you, right? Is it a new job? Is it financial freedom? Is it happiness? Is it a relationship or an improved relationship, right? So you want to know what that is, right? Because you can't program something if you don't have an idea of what that is. So that's the first part, is tuning into the feelings of what it would be like if you had that most desired thing in your life right this second. And the second part is where you get to program it, right? This is where you get to focus in on what you want. And you ask this program to work on your behalf by asking the big questions, right? So you might ask yourself, you might say, how can I amass wealth, right? How can I have a more loving relationship? What kind of person do I need to become to achieve my goal of X, Y, and Z, right? And you get to ask those really great big questions, and then your subconscious mind gets to work at it. Right, gets to really start figuring out what needs to happen, what you need to do. And you'll start to get little downloads, right? Your program will start to give you little downloads, little hunches, little things that you should be doing, little steps that you can take so that you can start to create the life that you desire, right? And so I've been doing this, I've been practicing this, and I've started to get little hunches like, oh my God, you need to do something. I actually have an event on this weekend that came from a hunch, right? I had no intention of doing this. I was like, I don't have time. I don't know if it makes sense for me to do that. Like, what am I thinking? But that was one of the things that my supercomputer downloaded to me, was like, no, you need to step up and do this thing, right? Which is so funny because I did it and immediately got a response back like, hey, leader. And I was like, okay, right? How do I step more into leadership? Boom. That was an opportunity to do that. So, right? So this is something that you can do. And I really want to encourage you to give this little trick a try tonight, right? It may sound a little weird and maybe a little woo-woo, but ask yourself, what do you have to lose, right? And what can you possibly gain if you start using this supercomputer to your benefit? If you decide to give this a try, go ahead and send me a message and let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear how your journey is with this. And I've already kind of mentioned it, having absolutely nothing to do with that. Look, I am super excited. We are 4 days away from this event that I was telling you about. And if you're even the least bit curious about how you can improve your physical and financial health this year, send me a message and say, add me, and I will add you to our exclusive invite list. So if you want in, simply message me. I'll get the details over to you. Otherwise, I will chat with you tomorrow. Till next time, ciao.